Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Hoy vamos a hablar sobre los verbos en el pretérito con cambio en la raíz, or stem changer verbs in the preterite. Okay? So remember the preterite is the past tense, el pasado. En el pasado, los verbos en infinitivo AR, IR, ER no tienen cambio en los stems, en las raíces. So AR and ER verbs do not change. They do not have stem changers in their preterite. However, in the ER, not the ER, the IR verbs do have stem changers in the preterite form, in the past tense form, okay? The issue here is that they do not change in all their forms. It doesn't happen in the yo, tú, él, ellos, okay? It only happens in two forms. Like we're showing here, it happens in the third person, singular and plural, which means the él, ella, usted, ellos, ellas, ustedes, okay? And also our stem changers are going to be E to I and O to U. Por ejemplo, tenemos el verbo servir, ¿cierto? Servir. Let's see if you guys remember servir, to serve. Okay? So, servir in the yo form is going to be yo sirvo. Oh, perdón, yo sirvo is presente. Yo serví, and remember we have our tilde en la I, ¿cierto? That's yo serví. Then we have the singular, third person of the singular. Él sirvió, and then we have tilde again. Él sirvió. Notice, it's not part of the rule because it's the third person of singular and plural. So the stem se remains the same. It's se, just like in our infinitive verb. But if we look at él, which is part of our rule, the third person of singular, our stem changes to si. Okay? Let's look at the third person of the plural. Ustedes sirvieron. Sirvieron. Look at our stem. Again is SI. Changes again. Okay, one more example. Let's use the verb dormir. Dormir, which is to sleep. Very good. Oh, I can't spell in English. Okay. Let's go again with, let's use the tú form. Tú dormiste. So yeah, look at the stem. D-O, just like the infinitive. Now let's look at the third person singular. Ella durmió. And let's look at the third person plural. Ellos durmieron. Just like before. Since tú is not part of the rules, now the third person singular or plural is going to keep the same stem. D-O. Since ella and ellos are third person singular and plural, they're going to have their change in the stem. Okay, now let's look at few verbs that we have used in previous chapters or in these chapters that you should be more or less used to that. Again, we have the verb servir, to serve, dormir, to sleep, pedir, to ask, morir, to die, conseguir, to find, sentirse, to feel, vestirse, to get dressed, repetir, to repeat, seguir, to follow, to continue, preferir, to prefer. Here I just use the yo form, the third person singular and the third person plural. So you can tell how they do not change in their stem in the yo form, but they will change in their stem in the third person singular and plural. Remember that the stem, when we say the stem changes, we're gonna look at the last vowel of the stem. And the stem is when we have the infinitive verb and we take the IR, ER, or AR ending. That's our stem. Get rid of the ending, that's the stem, and then we look at the last vowel, okay? That's the one that it's going to change. Okay, I'm going to have these verbs into the explanation of this chapter so you guys can look at them, and I suggest you study them because there is no more than the rule. Yeah, so you're going to have to memorize them. All right. Si tienen preguntas, por favor, vayan a al tablero de discusión. ¿Ok? Gracias. Chao.